Greetings, Commanders. We have a tricky question for you. What's stronger, the Zumwalt or the Basisti? Of course, there's a catch hidden here. Some will say the Zumwalt can disappear into stealth, attack from range, and end the discussion right then and there. Others will confidently bet on the Basisti. A few accurate artillery salvos and the stealth triangle will be nothing but a memory. So, who's right? Strangely enough, both sides are. The outcome depends on the distance between the ships. At close range in open water, the Zumwalt has almost no chance. With the right grenade launchers, the Basisti simply won't let the American ship use its missiles to their full potential. Area damage will destroy them right after launch, and 2 cannons are clearly not enough to win that duel. But the situation changes completely once the engagement range increases to, say, 8 kilometers. The Basisti's grenade launchers suddenly become far less effective, while its torpedoes take too long to reach the target. The Zumwalt's weapons, on the other hand, are perfectly suited to that distance. That introduction ran a little long, but at least today's topic is perfectly clear. Let's talk about engagement ranges. We'll examine which weapons and ships perform best at different distances. Let's start with the missiles. They're a special case because the right missile system can work at almost any range. The Zircon missiles, for example, accelerate extremely quickly after launch. Grenade launchers are practically the only thing capable of destroying them, and only immediately after they leave the launcher. At long range, their speed and flight path make interception much harder. Laser-guided missiles belong in the same category. They're a pleasure to use both from a distance and in close combat. Most missiles with automatic guidance, however, accelerate slowly after launch, making them less effective up close. The BrahMos, the Fatah, and the Type 40 are good examples. Their initial speed is below 100 knots. When outfitting your ship, clearly define its combat role and choose missile systems accordingly. For steady, controlled, close-range play, pick something more responsive, such as the ASN-4G. For long-range trick shots, a laser pointer or a cluster warhead may be the better choice. Just keep in mind that raw damage isn't the only thing that matters here. Now let's move on to grenade launchers. Things are much more straightforward here. Hitting a distant target with a salvo of unguided projectiles is difficult. Their projectile speed also rarely exceeds 500 knots. At long range, these weapons are mainly dangerous to stationary aircraft carriers and slow-moving battleships. Up close, however, grenade launchers work miracles. Their volume of fire is impressive, and most systems also deal area damage. They quickly knock the confidence out of an enemy by destroying missiles right after launch and buying you several precious seconds. Some excellent examples of these systems are the Lars II and the Pinaka Mark III. If immediate damage matters more, take a closer look at the PHL-191 or the TRG-300. That said, the grenade launcher slot can still be used for long-range weapons. Rocket-based systems, such as the cluster-firing Sarmat MLRS, work well, as do laser-guided models like the CH-901. Each grenade launcher projectile is generally less durable than a full-sized missile, but the number of rounds per salvo and the unique features of each system more than compensate for that. The decoy-resistant Deterrence 300 or the WS-3 can cause trouble at any distance, even for submarines. The Atlas systems, meanwhile, work particularly well alongside laser-guided missiles. Cannons are the complete opposite of grenade launchers. Here, the focus is not on volume of fire, but on accuracy and the power of every salvo. Artillery shells can travel twice as fast as grenade launcher projectiles. The Archer, the Crusader, and the Primetron are particularly effective at long range. Their high velocity produces a flatter trajectory, making it easier to aim and correct your fire. There are exceptions to every rule, of course, and in this class, that exception is buckshot. Beyond 4 or 5 kilometers, these cannons are effective against little more than inflatable boats, and even that isn't guaranteed. Finally, let's talk about torpedoes. As a rule of thumb, they're best used in close combat. Torpedoes are slow, so at long range you can only truly rely on them in open water, where the enemy has nowhere to hide. A skilled opponent will make full use of the surrounding terrain. The fewer obstacles there are, the harder it becomes to escape incoming torpedoes. And when there's nowhere left to hide, any commander will regret not installing an AFGS anti-torpedo system while they still had the chance. But weapons are only half the equation. The ship itself matters just as much. If you prefer calm, stealthy, long-range gameplay, your best options include the Zumwalt, the Forbin, the Constitution, and the Ningbo. Equip them with the Fatah missiles and the Archer cannons, and you'll be able to attack from a distance while staying outside the enemy's effective range. And if you do get spotted, pull back while continuing to return fire. Close combat is a completely different story. That's where the stage is given to the Fletcher, the Basisti, the Dajo, and the Sriwijaya. Equip any of them with buckshot cannons, the ASN-4G systems, and the PHL grenade launchers, and you'll have a true close-range menace. Just remember that your first encounter with a battleship may still end badly. No matter how effective these builds are, the heavyweights almost always win at knife-fighting distance. Let's finish with the sweet spot, ships with well-balanced arsenals. The Ushakov, the Ted Stevens, and the DDG-X are dependable all-rounders, capable of adapting to a wide range of combat situations. Choose a ship that matches your playstyle, outfit it wisely, and remember, the right engagement range often matters more than the caliber of your cannons. Share your favorite ships and tactical tricks in the comments. That's it for today. See you at sea.